Separately, you cut that right off. Obviously, a cooked chicken cooperates. Yeah, the scissors make it so much easier, right, Jeff? Just like comes right off. I think so. I think so. Even if you lose some of this, you'll get back. We'll go straight down the middle. Bacon will fall off the chicken, and whoever cooked the chicken eats all of that. That's it. Yeah, come on. People are always like, what happened to the end bits of the lasagna? I'm like, I don't know. It's sitting open to you like this, that's when you can put the tiniest pinch of salt right on the one place that roasting a whole chicken salt can never go. Just a tiny bit, you don't need a lot. If you are worried about salt, don't do it. No problem, it'll still be great. I also will put a tiny pinch of lemon right on that chicken on the inside. Such a great little thing to do. A touch of salt and a touch of lemon right on that meat. Other questions? As I wrestle with these two chicken breasts.
So after competing on Iron Chef and then judging for Chopped,
Yes.
what was it like to compete on Guy's grocery games
Oh
with
my
all
God.
of his random twists and then ultimately winning and getting to eat Richard Blaze?
Yes, that's the question. You know, when Kylo Ren, I went to see Kylo Ren this morning, when he walked out on stage, I was like, that's me. Which is awkward in a grocery store. So very, very awkward. Like, I get to the set and guys like, how are you? What are you doing? We're in a grocery store and I'm like, I'm fine. I love grocery games. I'm so excited you asked me. I love Guy. I don't want to hear a bad word about him ever. He's the best. He's so smart. He's so appreciative of good food. He's so American. He gives the whole grocery store to the food bank. Do you guys know that all that food goes to the local food bank? Wow. Do you know how many jobs he gives in Santa Rosa and the local community for that show? He's the bomb. Seriously. Okay, I'm done. And that's unsponsored. The problem is, like, when I leave Kitchen Stadium, like, I'm on some hyped up, sea urchin situation, and he's like, you gotta make mac and cheese. And I'm like, what? I am an artist. Well, that ends as soon as he's like, you can only cook from the frozen food section. I'm like, P.S. I love the supermarket. I have a 10-year-old. I love the supermarket's like a playground. Have you noticed? People are like, no, I have to go to the supermarket. I'm like, I'm going to the supermarket. It's so fun in there. Stacking everything so neatly, messing everything up, picking that plum at the bottom of the barrel that's the only one you want, knocking everything over. So fun. So being on grocery games is just that for me, just pure fun. And yes, winning against Richard Blaze. I went somewhere and did a demo and they were like, Richard Blaze was here yesterday. And I'm like, okay. And they're like, we think he's a little upset that you won grocery games. And I was like, no further statements at this time. I just really wanted to win the money. I won the money for Axe's Lemonade. It's a great charity.
Yes.
Yeah, awesome. For childhood cancer. I picked Axe's Lemonade because the story is unbelievable. If you go on the website, people think it's my lemonade stand. And I used to be like, no, it's a little girl. And instead I'm like, go ahead, yeah, it's mine. Go on there and donate. But it's a little 9-year-old girl who just didn't make it to 10. And who set up a lemonade stand in her backyard and told her parents she was going to sell lemonade to raise money so that other kids could have the treatment she did. Hello, you think you're a good person, you realize your whole life is a sham. Apparently, they put her in an all-lead room for 3 days as an experimental treatment, and she came out and she said, this is the first time I feel better in years. They had to throw out all her toys and all her clothes because of the lead, which to me, like, are you kidding? So it's a really moving story, and I have to say, it may sound hokey, but it's totally true. The charity literally motivated me, like, unbelievably. I was like, I must win this money. And when I gave the check to the foundation, they were like, this is gonna go so far, and I just, that's kind of cool. You know what I mean? Yeah. Okay. I sound corny, I know.
No, not at all. Are you kidding?
I can't cut these chicken breasts because you guys have such awesome questions. Other questions? I'm dizzy. Bottom line, I think Chopped is the hardest, but Iron Chef is the most complex, if that makes sense. Because you don't have any time on Chopped at all. And if you start to go down a path with a dish, you have to follow it because you can't shift gears. In Kitchen Stadium, you have 2 other people, so there's 3 of you. And it's like a boat that's always just a little too filled with water. But you can reboot, like, oh, that's overcooked, move on. And you may be behind, but you're making 5 dishes, some things work. I did an episode recently, and I'll just say that I burned a few things.
It happens.
No, it generally really doesn't. In Kitchen Stadium, burning stuff, like Alton's like, what happened to you? But I have to say, yeah, Chopped, you can't go back. You can't reboot, you can a little bit, but like if you start making crepes, you're making crepes, sweetheart. If you're making French toast, it's French toast-o-rama time. In Kitchen Stadium, you might be able to kind of finagle some things. So that's the one easier thing. But the level of food that you want to make in Kitchen Stadium is a lot higher because you kind of say, it's Chopped, like you did so much in 20 minutes. Great job. We factor that in. It's like grading a really hard test on a curve. With Iron Chef, it's like, dude, you're an Iron Chef. Like, it's time to get your act together. You know what I'm saying? Anywhere Morimoto has been, you're just like, okay. Well, for me, that's like drugs. I get like zombie crazy, like Walking Dead. Like I want the whole counter in a box. They have a really great cannoli, and then of course my hometown favorite really is Ferrara Bakery on Grand Street. They have an oven there that's been there since the 1930s, and they're a really great family, and they fill them right then and there, and they're just, I don't know what happens in there, man. Then I get in the whole cookie thing with the pictures, and I'm like, and they have these ricotta danishes, sfogliatella, that I love, that are warm. And then I get like the cup of coffee this big and tray of pastries. I'm like, how does this one little coffee gonna get me? It's like a tiny baby life raft for a cruise ship. But those are my 2 faves.
Those are good.